What's up, everybody? I hope you're having a great and blessed day. My day is going pretty good. Get out, enjoy your life, because tomorrow is not promised to anyone. When I was about 22 years old, there was a white guy that I used to work with that used to take me to the house at the end of the shift because my car was down at the time. One day, I was riding with this guy, and he got pulled over by the police. When he got pulled over by the police, he immediately began talking crazy to the police. "What do you want, pig? I was not in the wrong. What's your badge number? You're fat, you're ugly." I mean, he was talking crazy to the cops that day. And I was saying to myself, the police is not going to arrest him for talking crazy like he's talking crazy right now? This is crazy. He looked at me and he said, "That is the way that you are supposed to talk to the cops. They are stupid. They're pigs. They don't control us. Talk to them just like that when they pull you over." And I believed this man when he told me that. I was 22 years old, and I believed this man. I was young and dumb at the time. But anyway, the cops let this man go. And this man was talking crazy to the cops. So one day, y'all, I got pulled over. And guess what I did, y'all? I immediately began talking crazy to the cops. I told the cops that they were ugly, they're fat, they're pigs, and etc. I was cussing the cops out and everything. I was calling the cops that day everything but a child of God. So guess what happened, y'all? They asked me to get out of my vehicle. I didn't listen. I said, "Screw you, cop. I do not have to listen to you." They said, "Sir, get out of your vehicle." The only thing that I could think of at that moment was that guy telling me that the cops don't have authority over nobody, over anything. That's all I could remember at that moment. The cops are pigs. They're ugly. They're nothing. They're dumb. They're stupid. That's all I was thinking about at the time, y'all. So the cops asked me one more time, "Sir, get out of your vehicle." Now, on this day that I got pulled over by the cops, I was driving over the speed limit. I was driving 10 miles over the speed limit. I was in the wrong, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I was in the wrong. And I had the audacity to talk crazy to the cops like an idiot. What was I thinking? When I think about that today, y'all, I say to myself, was I that ignorant? Was I that stupid at the moment? The cops could have gunned me down for no particular reason that day. I could have been arrested that day. But I didn't get arrested, y'all. And this is why. So when I began to not listen to the cops, they began pulling on my door handle. I said, "Stop pulling on my door handle, you pig." Blah, 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 blah. I mean, I was cussing the cops out. Something told me to calm down and just open the door and get out before it gets matter of fact, before it gets real bad on the side of this road. So I did that. I got out, and the police asked me to put my hands behind my back, and I did that. They put the cuffs on me, and they put me in the back of the patrol car. And I was feeling stupid. And I was saying to myself, what in the world did I just do to myself. All I could have done was just took my ticket and everything would have been okay. But I had to be stupid and ignorant by arguing with the cops on the side of the road, and I was in the wrong. The cops came to me after they put me in the patrol car, and they said, "Step out. We are letting you go." He said, "The reason why I am letting you go is because you have a CDL." I looked at the cops and I was saying to myself, "Are you for real?" He said, "Yes." He said, "But you have to listen to me. Listen to me. I can tell that you are a good young man. Whatever you do, don't you ever in your life do this again. Never argue with the cops on the side of the road." He said, "If you want to argue with a cop, the best way to do that is to go to court. But you can't win with a cop on the side of the road." A light bulb went off on the top of my head, and I began to think. And I said to myself, that cop is right. That was stupid. That was real stupid what I did. And to this day, y'all, when I get pulled over by a cop or the cops, I be respectful. "How you doing today, sir? How you doing today, ma'am? Here's my license, my registration, and my insurance." And things go by smoothly. It's that simple, y'all. Young men and young women, matter of fact, men and women, period. Just because you see somebody else doing something, that doesn't mean that you need to do the same thing that you see somebody else do. Just because you see somebody else out there acting a fool in public or in private, that doesn't mean that you need to act a fool also. Be smart. Use your head. But some people are not smart. They're not. They have to learn their lesson the hard way. Especially, I'm not going to even say that. But anyway, young black man, listen to me. Think about certain things before you do it. Is it worth it? Just because you've seen another race get away with something, that doesn't mean that you are going to get away with what another race did. For instance, I remember this incident that happened in New York City on a subway train. There was a white guy that choked out a black guy that was acting crazy on a train. And the black guy was homeless and he died. The white guy that did that to that black homeless man is now free right now, y'all. And he killed a man in front of everybody. And the man was not even touching he was not even touching people. He was just talking crazy. And they call this man a hero for what he did. If I did something like that to a white guy on a train, they are going to throw me under the prison. They're not going to look at me as a hero at all. They're going to say that I am a villain. He's wrong for what he did. All he could have did was just mind his own business. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, they would be talking crazy about me. And I tried to help out and try to protect people. But because of the color of my skin, some people will look at me and say, I was wrong for that. Are y'all catching my drift? So just because you see somebody else doing something, that doesn't mean that you can get away with what those people are doing. Common sense, y'all. I thought that I could get away with what I was doing because I seen what the white guy was doing. They didn't even put him in the handcuffs. They let him go. These cops were going to take me to jail, y'all. Are y'all catching my drift? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? I'm not trying to make this out of a race situation. Not at all. But I'm trying to make common sense back common again. Just because you see somebody else doing something, that doesn't mean that you can get away with what those people doing. Be smart. Open your brains up. Use your common sense. Black man, white man, Asian man. Same thing when it come down to the women. Use your common sense. Don't be a fool. And don't be a dummy. I was thinking about the young men that are probably, matter of fact, not probably. I think about the young men and the young women that are in prison right now, that are falsely accused, that are overly sentenced. I think about those people, y'all, sometimes. And they may have thought that the system was going to work in their favor, but it didn't. They may have thought that the lawyers were going to save the day for them, but they couldn't. Let's have some common sense, people. While you're sitting in jail behind something stupid that you did, the lawyers are going back to the house and they're having a good time. The judges are going back home and they are having a good time. They are going to live their lives. The warden is going to go home and live his life. The COs are going to go home and live their lives while you are sitting in jail or prison, wasting your time away. So think about it, young men and young women, before you do something stupid. Ice Cube got a song out that is called Check Yourself Before You Wreck Yourself. I like that song. That song has a lot of meaning to me. But people, we must wake up and smell the coffee and understand that just because we see somebody else doing something and they got away with it, that doesn't mean that you may get away with it. Be smart. Use your common sense. Y'all leave a comment and let me know exactly what you all think about this video. I would like to know. If you're not subscribed to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you want to send me an email, my email is in the topic. Matter of fact, not the topic. Why do I keep on saying that? My email is in the description. And my Cash App is in the description also, if you want to donate to the channel. Send me an email if you have a question about a topic or if you have a question, period. I would greatly appreciate that. Until I see you all on another video, y'all know how I do it. Holla at you. Be smart, people.